So welcome back to the podcast, episode 4. This, I was going to say this week, but it's not weekly. This time around we're talking about, refresh my memory. The discussion, I believe, is basically the best, for us, the best game of the year. For
the last 5 years.
2012 through 2016.
Yeah. So, in my social media, there's been gaming, everybody's putting in their games 2012 2016 what they enjoyed the most, not necessarily the game of the year that won the game of the year, but what game really spoke out to them. So that's what we're going to talk about.
It's more of a personal thing, like what we ended up playing those years and what we felt like was the game that stood out the most.
Yeah, and even within that topic, I think all of us will approach just that question even a little bit differently with our opinions. So that's pretty much what our topic is today, and we'll get to that in a little bit. Before we get there, though, first of all, if you're new to listening to us, welcome to the club.
This is the unofficial Rektfast Club.
No, it's pretty much the official.
No, the unofficial.
The unofficial.
The unofficial Rektfast Club.
Unofficial, yeah. Well, anyways, welcome to the club. Let's kind of introduce ourselves for anyone who's new and hasn't heard us before. My name's John. I play video games, and I watch anime, and I read comics sometimes, and I watch movies, and I do a bunch of other nerdy stuff. Like, a lot of it. Like, a lot. I'm like way jack of all trades. I don't pretend to be super knowledgeable about anything, but I do all of that stuff. Yeah. My name's John.
Go ahead and give him your screen name and all that stuff.
Nah, don't worry about that. Just look in the description for it. I'll have my Twitter and everything.
Okay, fine. Well, I'm Noe, and I'm pretty much the same as John for the most part. I kind of dive into all aspects of nerd culture.
They're actually clones, so.
Yeah, we're pretty much clones. I'm probably twice the size, though. Built better. Kind of like, what's his name from Iron Man 1? Obadiah Stane.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm built much better, much bigger, and stronger. I'm like the Iron Giant, but with broken cancer lungs.
I had to go there.
Yeah, I did. No, but I feel like I'm a little more heavier on the... I've been getting more heavier on the comic end of things. Like, I know you read comics a bit amount, but I feel like my stack of comics has started to explode.
It has.
Yeah, and so, like, I'm more so comics than anything, but I do anime, video games.
You said doo-doo.
Doo-doo, yeah.
You said doo-doo.
Doo-doo.
We're adults.
I will doo-doo on this couch right now.
No, please don't.
But yeah, that's me. My name's Noe.
So I guess I'm only one left. My name's Philip. I do pretty much the same exact things that y'all do.
We're all
not so much comics, not heavy as comics or anime, but mine is tabletop games and board games. That's my...
He's the token there.
Yeah, that's my strength. I don't know what you want to call it. I'm really into board games, really into...
If you were to look at your stats, you would be +5 in board games.
Play lots of D&D. I dungeon master a lot. Let's see what else. Play lots of tabletop games. I like to paint the miniatures, all that good stuff. Play lots of video games. Been playing for, I don't know, 20-something years, 25 years? Let's call it that.
I don't know. I was a skinny child up until I got to Sega, so.
Yeah. So that's that. That's who we are. We are the Rektfast Club.
Yeah, buddy.
Woo! Whoa.
And so what have we been doing this past...
Before we get to the topic and stay on topic and everything like that, we'll kind of just talk over the stuff that we've been doing recently, stuff that's happened, newsy type stuff, things that we've watched and played. But if you want to skip to the topic, just take a look at the description there below. It'll tell you where we kind of switch to that. But yeah, before we get there, what you guys been up to?
So I picked up Mario Kart 8 Deluxe last week, and it's amazing. If you like Mario Kart 8, this is really cool because it has all the DLC already unlocked, has all the courses unlocked, everything looks better, plays a little bit smoother. Really cool 4 players. We played 4 players last week. We did tabletop day last week. We had a few players. We played quite a bit of games. Took a break, played some Mario Kart 8, which was really fun. What else have I been doing? I got up to 50.
Fun's the right word.
No, it was fun.
I got up to 50% completion rate in Zelda Breath of the Wild, which I feel like is a huge achievement because that game is so massive. What else have I been playing? I haven't really been playing. Started up Final Fantasy 15. I haven't beat it yet. I'm only on chapter 6, so I don't even know how far.
It's about halfway. The chapters aren't evenly broken up, but there's 13 of them. So
okay. Yeah, I feel this last few have gone pretty quickly, so I'm kind of going through that game kind of slowly because it still hasn't captured me yet. And it's pretty smooth. It plays okay. I just don't know about it. I don't know how I feel about it just yet. But I was waiting for it to come out for so long that I kind of just want to.
So is everybody.
Yeah, just kind of want to go beat it. See what I feel about that.
Yeah.
I'm looking. I kind of want to pick up Prey that just came out this past week. It looks really good. What else? There's not many other games that I've picked up quite yet because I'm still in the process of moving, so kind of not going to try to buy a new game for a while.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes as I order something on Amazon.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy 2 because I fail.
Well, there goes 5 minutes of this discussion.
At live.
We can have the discussion still without ruining it.
We'll keep it light for Philip's sake here.
Yeah, as far as being still watching My Hero Academia. Started watching, this isn't anime or anything, but started watching How to Get Away with Murder.
That's an anime.
No.
It's totally an anime.
It's an anime with Viola Davis in it.
It's a really good show. I'm pretty hooked on that one so far. I'm almost through the first season. I just started the other day, so I kind of binge watched it.
Nice.
That's about it. I haven't really done much of anything. Yeah.
Fun times.
How about y'all? What's going on?
No, what'd you do?
So what I did was I took a really long nap. And I haven't seen anything. No.
Okay, so that's basically since the last time we recorded up until now, you have been asleep, hibernating.
Yeah, like the bear.
So a little bit early. It's summer.
Yeah, no. I'm
Did
just
you put
screwed.
the acorn up your ass too?
Yeah, I totally did. No, I've been watching My Hero Academia as well. I started watching Konosuba.
Oh yeah, Albert's been pushing me to where.
And I'm so glad. Shout out to my buddy Mikey. He finally pushed me to watch it. He's like, "Here's my Crunchyroll account. You have no excuse not to watch it now." So
I thought you still had mine actually.
No, I didn't. I hadn't had yours in a long time. So I've watched like the first 5 episodes. I love it. It's hilarious. It really takes the animes like SAO, Log Horizon, and just flip it on its head. That whole style, that whole aspect of it, and it's great. I really like it. I've been doing that. I've been trying to catch up on all of my comics still. I'm still behind on catching up on Miss Marvel. I think I'm 2 volumes behind. So I'm on volume 5 right now. Volume 7 comes out later this year. I just started reading Nightwing's Rebirth, which is the most recent run that DC's doing, whatever you want to call it, revamp the universe, and I really like the way they're setting up the new Nightwing.
It's like an overall revamp, or it's revamp?
It's not so much it's an overall kind of revamp, but they still tie back to everything that came before. So everything they did in New 52 is still brought forward in some aspects. I don't know how to explain it other than that. The Rebirth run is more of making sure everything's what was the word, continuity? It's all there's no dip in the continuity. It all flows together. It all ties together. So they're really big on that right now. And with the new revamp of Nightwing, I really like what they did because they finally added more depth to the character, and they're finally making it. The writers making him stand out more. Because in the New 52 run of Nightwing, it was fine up until it pretty much was spoilers. It was just oh, but you're still not better than Batman. You can't be your own thing. You're still his sidekick, even though you're Nightwing, and that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So I'm really liking where this is going so far.
I do kind of find it funny that we're all comic book fans in our own way, and none of us went to Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah, I ended up.
Yeah, that was mostly because I forgot and I'll I mean, big surprise, I was playing Persona like all of Saturday, so I just forgot.
Speaking of Persona, I was on the phone with Roel the other day, and I asked him, I was like, so, like, are you done with Persona? He's like, yeah. And he gave me a real short answer, and I was like, so what are you doing now? Just stuff. And I was like, sounds like you're playing a video game.
It again.
And I was like, and he's like, yeah. And I was like, what game are you playing? He's not playing Persona again. He was like, what game are you playing? Prey. Son of a bitch! Why? And he's like, because. He's like, okay, I gotta go now. And he hung up. Just went right back to playing Prey. Jumped online. Hey, do you want to play Overwatch? No. Click.
Is it good or is he?
It's pretty much more of Bioshock-esque, apparently, according to him, and that's what he wants. So he's delving right back into another game.
Well, I am glad that there is someone that might like that game because I've only heard I've heard a lot of mixed reactions on it. So yeah, that's cool.
So, but as far as like comic books and anime goes, that's all I've been doing is Konosuba and My Hero Academia, which is great. Kind of catching Attack on Titan season 2 every now and then. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of lost its allure a bit.
Probably because season 1 was so long ago that the hype for it is just not there anymore.
Probably.
Yeah, I have to rewatch season 1.
Yeah, a lot of people would have to rewatch it, and they're just like, I don't really have the time to do that because it's a 26 episode, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 26 is a lot to commit.
And it does drag at some point.
That's why I love those animes that are only one season long that I can.
Well, that is one season. The anime is structured weird, where one season can either be 12
or 26.
It could be 10, 11, 12, 13,
16,
or 20, 22, 24, or 26.
Well, just the one season long animes.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
One season can be any one of those four numbers.
Like One Punch Man was great for the 12 episodes it is, and I can't wait for that to come back. It'll be great.
Yeah.
Like they use a whole different word in addition to season,
but
just to help describe it. I don't remember what it is though.
I did finish playing Attack on Titan 2 this past amount of time we've been.
Titanfall 2?
Titanfall 2. Sorry. Titanfall 2, I'm sorry.
Attack on Titan 2. I was like,
what
game
I was
is
like, the PS4 Attack on Titan?
Yes,
game?
yes.
I've actually been trying to
No.
that one.
It's the Sega. It's the Sega Saturn version.
Oh, okay.
No, but Titanfall 2, I finally finished it, and I'll talk more about it later, but it was a great game.
Okay.
So, that's what I've been up to.
Titanfall's like super story reliant, isn't it?
The super what?
It's super story heavy, like for a shooter.
It's really short though, but the story is like top tier.
Okay.
So
yeah, maybe I'll actually try playing it at some point. Because I remember I only played Titanfall 1 once at your place for like a couple hours before we just moved on to something else.
Yeah. But that's what I've been up to. I'm trying to think of anything else. Oh yeah, I saw Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yay!
With a certain someone else on this couch, and you know what?
Yeah, we won't go into it too much. But me, Noe, and Albert actually went to go see it on opening night. There was actually a fun story to that one, where I accidentally got the tickets to the wrong theater, and then we had to, instead of just moving. I don't know why we didn't just retime it over here. I guess it was just easier for them to do it at the other
what
theater.
happened?
Well, I pre-ordered the tickets. I got them online after inviting them to go watch it. Just because pretty much a lot of these theaters now are doing the reserve seating, so I needed to make sure that I buy them as a group. So I bought all three, but instead of buying it for the spot over here that's right next to us, basically, which was the plan, I got it for the Evo Theater over up the road.
In Kyle?
In Kyle, yeah. So we didn't find that out until about 6:55, and the showing was at 7. So after a couple phone calls, I was actually able to get it fixed up where we went to watch it at 7:30 at over at Evo. But I mean, fun little. I was pissed off for a good 5-10 minutes.
Oh yeah, I forgot because they're the same.
They're the same owner.
Yeah. But it all worked out.
It worked
John
out.
almost flipped Albert's car. It's fine.
More than just the car, but yeah, we did end up getting to watch the movie, and laughs were had. And
we'll talk more about it, or a little bit more about it after what you did this past amount of time. What have you done?
Well, I mean, I was going to talk about Guardians too, so why don't we just without spoiling the movie for Master Flipmeister over there, who's flipping us the bird right now because he hasn't been able to watch it.
Flipmeister. That might be your new DM name, Flipmeister.
I know. On a previous episode, when the review started coming out, I mentioned how people were saying it's good, but not as good as the first. I think you disagree with that. I disagree with that to some extent. I actually now think it's probably just as good as the first.
No, it's definitely just as good as the first. I definitely want to go see it again because I feel like it might be a step up from the first, just with a few things, but I know for sure that it is on par. Like, it is a funny movie.
Comedy was all there. I'd say I can understand why people think it might not have been as good as the first one because the plot is kind of simple, but everything is done really well.
Well, it just went in a different direction. I thought it was going to be a little more action-y, if that makes sense, and instead you get a little more. You get more meat.
There's a lot of substance to that. So it's a surprising amount of substance.
Wasn't it setting up where they meet up with Avengers?
It's not even really that.
Not even that.
It's not even that. There's a lot of substance that's
it's more
building on itself.
Yeah, it's building on its own world. Like for the Guardians and everything that's around them. Like you get introduced to a lot of different characters.
And I don't remember, but also previously you made the prediction that either. I don't remember who you said. He was either Drax or Yondu would steal the show. Mm-hmm. One of them definitely does. I'll save who actually does it for me. But yeah, it's good movie. Go watch it, please.
I will.
So that was probably the most recent thing aside from playing Persona, which actually that's technically more recent because I was doing that up until
about 5 minutes before we started.
Up until about 5 minutes before we were starting recording.
And how many hours did it say on there?
You don't need to ask that question. I'm 109 hours in, and by the calendar, I am 3/4 of the way through that game.
Jesus.
That is a long game.
That's a lot of hours.
Boy, is it good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're having fun having a life in a video game.
I know, it's so weird, man. It is so weird because now every time that I hang out with somebody, I'm just thinking of it in terms of, oh man, I gotta up this social link, or I gotta build my relationship with these confidants so I can get more abilities for whenever I go into the dungeon.
So when we go fight the sewer rats,
be stronger, and I gotta build my friendships and everything like that. Even though it's just no, I'm hanging out with people I've already known for years.
He actually talks about that every time. No.
Yeah. But yeah, a lot of Persona. We watched Guardians the other day. Other stuff that happened. I missed Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah.
Found out about it 3 days before, and then just forgot to go.
Yep.
But when I actually picked up Saga, I picked it up here in town because I was gonna go to Dragon's Lair to pick it up, but they weren't open at the time that I went.
I always like to go here in town.
So I went to the mom and pop comic shop, picked up that, and got 2 free things along with it. Actually, they're here on the. This is a Marvel chronology, so not quite a
what's
comic.
Great is this is a spotlight. So what all this is just giving you a look into some of the comics that they have out right now.
Okay, so it's more of advertisements than actual comics itself.
Right. But it gives you a lot of. Apparently, there's something called the Secret Empire though that you might want to check out.
That's cool. So yeah, that was my equivalent of Free Comic Book Day because all I really did was bought Saga 7, started reading that. Holy crap, you were you I'm not that far in. I'm not done with 7, so don't say too much. But there was something you said about page 2 or 3.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No,
it just made me laugh because of where it was, but yeah.
Yeah, it's like page 2. Bam! It's just a giant freaking blue member, just right in your face, not in small, but it's half the page.
Yeah, you said you were at Sonic when you were reading.
Yes, I was at Sonic.
First, it came up to the window when you opened it, but yeah, okay. that's where I'm at there. I need to get back to Monstrous also and get caught up on that.
I haven't started Monstrous yet.
Other stuff.
Or rather, I haven't gotten back to it.
You played a lot of Heroes of the Storm.
I wouldn't say a lot, but I did play Heroes of the Storm because they have the Nexus 2.0 event going on. Mm-hmm. Where I guess they actually revamped Heroes of the Storm or something like that. So they're trying to push it by giving you the event where you can get stuff in Overwatch and other places. Pretty good idea to do, actually, because it's gotten me playing, and I think the game's alright. I probably won't go out of my way to play it, but if somebody invites me to play it, I might play. But in doing that, to get the 2 skins that you can get for Overwatch, I'm now back into playing Overwatch. We were playing last night, actually. So soon enough, probably once I'm done with Persona, I'm going to be back on the Overwatch train pretty heavily. Other stuff that I did. What else did I do, man? I think that's pretty much it. Something that I didn't mention last time, but I actually watched Your Name, the anime movie, recently. Watch that movie if y'all haven't, because it's super funny and it's super feelsy, but it's super good.
I hear it's really, really feelsy.
It is super feelsy, and that director does that kind of stuff. But also, holy crap, does it look good? And that director does that kind of stuff all the time. But still, it's really good. Looks good. Sounds good. The soundtrack's great. I love the band that's doing the music. I laughed a lot. I did tear up because it is feelsy. That movie's good.
If you want something that's not so feelsy, watch Expelled from Paradise.
Oh, I watched that already.
You watched that?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I watched it. That's the one thing I forgot to mention. I watched that recently, and that was actually really good.
It's pretty. I want the robot's hat. That's what I want.
Yeah. My only issue with it is it's the characters in it are like 3D like.
Well, it's all in 3D.
It's all in 3D, and they like. I don't know. There's some parts where I feel like the main character just looks a little jagged sometimes in her movement.
Well, 3D animation is not for anime is not quite there yet, because when you do 3D, you kind of want it in a certain frame rate, and anime is done in a different frame rate. So
I'm about to say, you say that, but if you watch the Disney short Paperman, that's all 3D animated.
Yeah, but what frame rate is that done in?
That I don't know.
Exactly, because anime is usually done in like 24 or less. I think it's done in like 22 or something.
That might explain it then.
And a lot of 3D animations that you watch are not done in that. So that's why a lot of that stuff looks weird and different. And if you up the frame rate on anime, it kind of ceases to be anime at that point. So it's like
it becomes pictures.
Yeah. No, if up the frame rate. If you downward the frame rate, well, a lot of it's just whatever. Anyway, animation stuff. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing and watching and playing and stuff. But yeah.
We need to go hit the river or something.
It's too hot, man.
Yeah.
It's actually the perfect time to do it, but
And then what has been...
other stuff that's happened that are outside of our lives but are still relevant to our interests.
I feel like this would be a good one to start with, just because it's not really a big deal for us, other than the fact that I know I was one of the bigger fans.
Mm-hmm. What you got?
SourceFed nerd being turned into now this nerd.
Yeah. It's technically, that's kind of old news because it happened a while ago, but the big part about that is if you follow anybody that was on SourceFed Nerd on Twitter,
man,
you got a nice little you had a good hour of just them ranting and raving, because essentially their channel was taken over, not just shut down. Like, another channel moved in, changed the icon, changed the layout, started uploading videos on the same channel that has the same subscriber count and watch count and everything like that. Started uploading content onto that channel in their own name. Yeah. That is a huge no. What's wrong with you? You are evil.
And the guy in the video even said it, that we're gonna be the exact same thing this channel was before, but with our own people, essentially.
Yeah.
And it's just
just don't do that. Yeah, you just don't do that.
That's really shady.
Forgot about that, but I watched that video and I was just...
Yeah, no, I just
No.
They didn't take SourceFed. SourceFed's video, channel is still left as is.
Yeah.
But SourceFed Nerd was taken over.
Because I think they did it to SourceFed Nerd to see what the reaction would be before they do it to SourceFed.
Possibly.
Because they've already done it with Rev 3 with Seeker. They turned Rev 3 into Seeker. And then they did it with another channel already beforehand. And it doesn't seem like they're going to stop anytime soon.
Yeah, you know what? That's probably just going to happen anyways.
Yeah.
Who knows?
And
but it's really
just all around. It's kind of just
it's a really bad situation.
Yeah.
And I feel sorry for the people that were involved there and are basically having their work exploited.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely.
So yeah, if anybody who's listening to this was previously subscribed to SourceFed Nerd, check your subscriptions and unsub that, because that's wrong. And then go follow all the actual SourceFed Nerd people on Twitter or something, or watch their new stuff. Because all of them are doing stuff now. So it's
well, like what's her name, Whitney Moore? She was doing helping with the live stream on Geek and Sundry for Tabletop Day.
Yeah, Raina's been doing stuff on her own for a while before the whole thing fell out. Mod is actually trying to bring back the D&D thing.
Sweet.
Yeah, they're all still going to be doing stuff. So kind of just support them and unsub from the old SourceFed Nerd. Just Soapbox Con. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. What else has been happening?
So we had a trailer for the Netflix original Defenders. So that brings up Defenders, right? Yeah, that brings in Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and other guy, Iron Fist. So that we had a first look at that trailer. Looks really cool. I'm digging it. I'm digging how we briefly see how they kind of come together. Yeah. In the trailer, Jessica Jones is being questioned, and Matt Murdock.
That is my favorite part of that trailer.
Yeah, and comes in lawyer. Luke Cage and Iron Fist kind of meet in an alleyway. I don't know. Yeah. We also had a trailer for Dark Tower, which I'm excited for because I read that first part of that book series, and so it looks really cool. And anything with Idris Elba in it, I'm already sold because
definitely
he's amazing, and also has Matthew McConaughey in it.
Have you seen the trailer for the Defenders?
I haven't seen the trailer for the Defenders, but if you remember back, I really haven't watched most or any of the Netflix shows. So,
pause. Let's do that right now. No, see what else in movie. I don't remember anything else. I could be missing something, but that's all I have.
That's the only thing that I think of.
But guys, they're putting out another Transformers.
Woo! There was also. Woo! I think we got our first screenshots for the Runaways and Inhumans.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know if I briefly saw that. I want to say I just saw the pictures.
Yeah. We also had the trailer for the next Kingsman movie.
Oh, we saw that during Guardians. I'm not sure if that's
Kingsman 2.
Where,
and they already announced they're already not working on it. They already have, I guess, a contract for the third one.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah, they already have that one third. Another thing, so that's kind of movies and shows. And then gaming, they announced Darksiders 3.
Yeah.
So that was a big, they announced Amazon got something leaked from Amazon right before they were going to announce it.
Amazon's been bad about that lately.
Yeah. There's more Amazon stuff, like you said. I think you had something from Amazon.
Yeah, I got something else from Amazon.
Also, there was, let me pull it up right quick. They announced what the details for Zelda, the first part of Zelda DLC is. And let me pull that up right quick. Because I'm really excited for that one, because obviously I play a lot of Zelda.
Yeah, 50% completion in that game. Jesus.
Which doesn't even sound a lot, but it's a lot, because everything you find is 0.08%. So every little
a lot of crap in that game, man.
Jesus.
So they are going to have a hard mode, Trial of the Sword, which is, it looks like you start off in a room with nothing, and you just work your way up.
Yeah, you just work your way. It's a Tower of Power kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm down for that.
They have hard mode, and they have Heroes.
The benefit that you get out of that one is actually really, really good. So yeah.
document every step players have taken.
Cool, but I don't know why.
For the last 200 hours, I don't know. They have a travel medallion will let you make a new travel point.
Cool and awesome and cool.
A bunch of cosmetic stuff, some costumes, some new armor. There's also going to be new equipment, and which I thought was really cool, they kind of patched this in already. You're able to play through it in different languages, different voice actors. So you
now,
can
when I heard about that one, I almost immediately turned on the Switch and got that patch and started playing in Japanese, because while the English voicing in that one is okay, Zelda by far is probably the weakest performer in the entire cast there, and has by far the most voice lines done.
Exactly.
Now that Zelda did grow on me as far as the voice goes, but I still kind of want to hear it in Japanese, so I might end up replaying it soon.
So you can play it in Japanese, English, French,
Canadian,
Canada, German, Spanish in Spain, and Spanish Latin America, Italian, and Russian. There's 9 different voice audios.
That's pretty good.
That'd be great to hear.
That's
now, Link, you are the one who will break Ganon.
No, it's gonna be.
Okay, wait. So whenever they printed the game, I guess they of course just put the data on the cartridge for whatever region they were releasing it on, and then they're just, I guess, giving you the patch that has all the other data on it.
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't they have just done that before?
Time constraints?
Maybe. I guess they didn't think it was gonna be wanted. I don't know.
Well, I mean, Japan should probably know by now that pretty much all of their games that come over here, people are either wanting both options or having the option to pick one. Like when Nier Automata launched in Japan, it launched with the capability of having full English audio and text.
Yeah.
So there was actually no reason for that one to launch later in America.
So all that DLC is coming this summer, and it's called The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, The Master Trials.
Oh, I thought it was out already.
It's not out yet, so you have to buy. There's also going to be another DLC this winter.
Yeah, but you get a DLC pass, basically.
For $20.
$20.
It's not bad. Also, and other new Nintendo, we'll keep it with Nintendo, I guess. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe sold. That is the fastest selling or best selling, fastest selling.
I think it's the fastest selling
Mario Kart game.
Well, the fastest selling Mario Kart game, and also the only one that is not made exclusively for its own system, because it's really just an upport. But
yeah,
good on them for being able to sell that many copies of an upport. Really.
Yeah, it's an amazing. I like it. I'm digging it. I like the fact that I can be racing and literally pick up the thing and just go somewhere else, still racing, and still looks good. Yeah, and I'm able to play 4 players. We can play locally, play so online, everything like that. And so that's pretty much what I kind of wrote down for news. I don't know if you have anything else.
Other stuff I got, and sticking with video games and going back to Amazon here, actually. And I'll recheck this information because I saw this a while back, or a few days ago. But apparently Amazon has already sold out of their PS4 allotment of Red Dead Redemption 2.
Jesus.
The game that is not yet out, nor does have a release date. All PS4 copies on Amazon have already been claimed.
Jesus.
That game is going to sell very well, apparently.
Yeah.
And not really a surprise for me, but the only thing I wasn't sure of is if it's going to be hyped and also good enough to beat Zelda, because you can't deny that sometimes the game of the year sometimes, and we'll get more into this when we get to the topic later, but you can't deny that sometimes game of the year gets given to not
more
really
groundbreaking.
Something that's actually what I was going to say is something more that just had the hype behind it and that people believed in. And I'll go into that more once we get into that topic for some of the years, because there's some that I just never would have supported ever as game of the year.
Yeah, it's going to sell really well, because that was also when Red Dead Redemption, when they were doing backwards compatibility with Xbox One, I believe Red Dead Redemption was their most requested game to be backwards compatible.
Really? Nice.
It was that one and Call of Duty, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Redemption was a damn
And
good
also
game,
Skyrim.
and I am ready for a sequel if it actually does launch later this year. That is going to definitely be a drop everything else and do this type of situation for me. So
I'm going to lose credit, but I never played that game.
Red Dead Redemption?
Nope.
I got it right. Oh, you don't have a 360. Never mind.
Well, it's back. I have it downloaded on Xbox One.
Do it, dude. Do it.
Yeah, it's definitely worth the play.
So good.
The backwards compatibility system in Xbox One is very...
Do you want to just borrow my I will lend you my 360.
It's very clunky.
I'll lend you my 360,
maybe.
man, because let me tell you something about me and Rockstar games. Pretty much every single time that I've played a game by Rockstar, I have enjoyed it at the beginning, got jaded with the whole thing of, go anywhere and do whatever, just have fun and everything like that. Only twice ever have I actually come back and beaten a Rockstar game, GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption. And GTA 5 was a much longer gap between me taking a break and coming back.
Well, because you had that one scenario, one thing happen where I forgot what it was. You were having trouble doing something, and the game saved mid-failure, I think, for you or something.
No.
Are you sure?
I don't remember what you're talking about.
Maybe it was Parole. Never mind. I'm up. Anyway, go on.
Yeah. Those are two really good games, and I like having fun on Rockstar games and then not really caring about the actual game itself.
Right.
Those two are really good. Red Dead's good. Do it. Other stuff I got. This was kind of recent and also really close by. Armada, the Melee player, drops out of the DreamHack tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Because his controller, or he was not able to acquire a controller that was malfunctioning in the desired fashion.
Right. DreamHack, if you don't know, is right down the road from us in Austin. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Well, it was DreamHack Austin. The main one, I think, is in Sweden or something.
Yeah, I think.
Anyways, he drops from the tournament because his controller's not broken the way he wants it.
Yeah. Just kind of weird to say.
It's super weird. I looked into what it does, and it's just super crazy.
I guess, man. I mean, that's the play style thing. I don't know.
It's got to be a play style thing because it gives you a benefit of, apparently it gives you some motion options, but then you lose, consistency on these other things that are also important. So it's got to be something that's just specific to your play style. But also, why don't you have extras, man?
Yeah, that's what
I read into the article which said it's 1 in 50 controllers actually gets to that point of having that glitch, and it's not at opening of the actual thing from its container.
You have to use
it. It breaks into it, but still, why don't you have some with you or something?
Yeah, and then the winner of that tournament, he used I don't think it was anything wrong with it, but basically he used the time advantage that he had. So he was up 3-2, 3 lives to 2. There's only 2 minutes left, and so he just kind of...
He just burned the clock.
Burned the clock down. I don't see anything wrong with it.
Hey, man.
He won.
Win the way you win.
There's nothing illegal about it. People were kind of...
Lie, cheat, and steal.
People were kind of boo, but, I mean...
They booed because I guess it was he lamed it out.
Anticlimactic, but still, I mean, he won.
But I mean,
they booed because he was working heel. Well, guess what?
He won.
Heels are supposed to be booed.
Time to play the game.
Yeah, there you go. So he did it right.
I don't have any other news. Is there anything else? Else?
That's pretty much it.
You got anything, Noe?
No, it's just this stuff. The only thing that really caught my attention.
All right.
So let's go ahead and start. So. Again, the topic was our top games from the years 2012 to 2016.
Yeah.
This isn't necessarily the game of the year for that year. This isn't necessary. We're not necessarily using the same criteria. Each of us are probably going to come up with something different and a different reason.
We'll have different answers. We'll probably judge them differently. We might hate each other and punch each other in the face.
Then this might be the last one. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways,
someone's gonna die.
So we'll each start 2012. We'll each give our game.
2012.
And
we'll elaborate on those a little bit. We'll start it off.
Let's pull up my list. 2012. I picked Zero Escape: Virtue's Last Reward, which is the the second game in the Noe series for the 3DS, 3DS, by Axis, AKSY. I don't know how you say that. Anyways, it's basically... I don't know how to explain the game if you haven't played it. It's a really cool mystery type game, more of a text-based, like answer the questions and go a different path. There's going to be different endings, everything like that.
It's a visual novel?
It's a visual novel.
Oh, interesting.
So the first one was super visual novel. This one is... so the first one was Choose Your Own Adventure. Basically, it's a Noe game, so you kind of vote. At certain parts, you vote for what's going to happen, and you don't know the computer basically is going to do something else, basically. But this one threw a big wrench. I don't want to spoil it. Never mind, I can't say that. Because if you want to play it. But this one is really good. It had voice acting in it, which is really cool for the 3DS. And it did so well. I guess so well. It didn't sell amazing copies, but it did well enough that they got the designer to come back with a third one, which I have that one as well. But this one was really good, really well done. I enjoyed it. I highly recommend playing that whole series. It's the Noe series. It actually just came out for the PS4. The copy of the first one and the second one in a bundle thing, and they're coming out with a third one as well. It's really cool. It's got multiple endings. It's got you hooked, and it was one of the few rated M game. The first one was rated M because there's lots of blood. It's lots of blood and gore and killing and backstabbing and cussing and everything for a Nintendo system in 3DS. You don't see those a lot. I think you had Resident Evil Revelations in America at least. And so I picked it up. I picked the first one up on a whim. Immediately got hooked. When they announced the second one for the 3DS, immediately got it. Same with the third one. It's one of my favorite series that's not well known. I enjoyed it a lot.
Well, that's cool. We're already starting off like super unique because I didn't even know that game existed.
Same here. So
I will let you borrow it. You have 3DS. They are kind of...
You kind of have to play the others?
No, you don't. But there's a lot of stuff that mentions the first one, and so it's kind of... I would recommend playing them in order.
Maybe I'll watch an LP. There might be one out there.
Yeah. All right, so who wants to go next?
No, what'd you play in 2012?
So the game that I picked that stood out the most to me, just because especially... just because of the fact that in 2012 we had a lot of like FPSs that came out. We had, Halo... pretty much at its peak for the most part.
It was at Halo 4, I believe.
Yeah, it was Halo 4. We had we also had Call of Duty at its more or less at its peak, and they were very... Not saying that it's a bad thing, but it was very pew pew shoot everything, blow everything up.
Yeah, they're very similar at that point.
Yeah, and Spec Ops: The Line, on the other hand, was the exact opposite. It showed you the consequence.
That was a deconstruction piece.
Yes,
and I usually like deconstruction pieces.
And I loved it because of that. It makes you have to make decisions in that game, and you will hate yourself.
So
at the end of that game,
it's a shooter.
It's an FPS,
and
it's story reliant.
It's story. Oh, okay, that's interesting.
It's story reliant. It is a great story. It shines a light on things that don't get talked about a lot, and that's kind of why I picked it, because it's like you said, it's a deconstruction of the modern FPS, and it makes you think. It made me think at the end of it. It made me reevaluate how I looked at FPSs.
Yeah,
in
I
general.
haven't gotten a chance to actually play it, but I know a lot about it because plug for extra credits. But when they did an episode about that back when that game launched, and we're talking about how it kind of just it deconstructs the whole genre, really, and it just takes it apart. And I was just like, oh, okay, well. And at that time, I was watching and reading a lot of stuff that just happened to also be deconstructions of their own genres. And I was like, well, that falls in the right alley. Maybe I should look into that. And I just hadn't done it yet, but. I've heard a lot of good things about Spec Ops.
I'll definitely have to look into that one.
Yeah, it's if you guys ever played it, play it. It is a good game. You will thoroughly enjoy it.
Yeah, cool. So I'm probably the only one that's going to be dissatisfied with my own answer on this, because in 2012 I did play. I was playing a fair amount of games, but as far as what really stood out to me, I don't know, man. I wasn't super satisfied with a lot of stuff I played back in that time. The one I have for 2012 is Mass Effect 3, which is a great game up until the end.
Yeah, so I hear.
It is. You haven't played 3, right? You played 1 and 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well 3 is great for 99% of that game.
Yeah,
and then it kind of shit itself on its way out.
So,
whoops! I'll bleep that. Whatever.
So that series, I ended up playing Mass Effect 2 first and realizing, because I didn't know BioWare did that.
What system did you play 2 on?
X360.
Okay, that's a problem, because if you played 2 on PS3 first, it launched with a little comic thing that had you go through the entire story of 1.
Oh, okay.
So it gets you caught up on it. So
starting
with 2 on 360 is a little problematic because you miss a lot of...
Well, I ended up going back, playing 1, and then replaying 2. So.
That's good. I like Mass Effect 3 a lot, except for how it ends.
Didn't they patch the ending?
They expanded the ending and gave it a new option as well. They did not change or fix the ending, and the whole... There's a whole theory
was there only
on...
one ending?
It's different endings.
Okay. Because I was going to say, it's BioWare. There's going to be multiple endings.
And there's a whole theory that basically they think fans figured out the original ending idea, and because they found out the original ending idea, they changed it to what it is. That's a theory.
Okay.
But maybe it's true. Who knows?
And what was the game of the year that year?
Kudos and honorable mention. There's a lot of good fighting games that came out that year, but I wasn't into fighting games yet, so sad times for me.
Yeah.
Walking Dead was big.
Oh, the Telltale.
Gravity Rush also technically came out in 2012, and I really liked that game, but I played it on the PS4 remaster, so I'll put an asterisk there. I might actually like that more than Mass Effect 3. So, basically what I did here for the Game of the Year awards is I kind of just cheated and went to Wikipedia. Yeah. But for Wikipedia gives you like 4 different award shows that come out. The VGA, the GDC, the Game Developer Conference Award, another one, and then some British Academy type award conference as well. Game of the Year. So with those 4, there was 3 different games that were awarded that title. Walking Dead was given 1. Dishonored was also given that. Fair. Journey was given 2 awards. Journey. You don't know what Journey is.
I don't know what Journey is.
Journey.
You've never.
Journey introduced me to one of my favorite Western game composers, Austin Wintory. That game is awesome. Only reason I don't have that listed for 2012 is because I haven't beaten it. As my own personal rule, if I have not beat the game, I don't have a full opinion on it.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you ever played Flower?
Nope.
Okay.
It's a very beautifully done game.
Yes.
If you get a chance to play Journey, I think it's been moved to PS4 at this
It's
point.
on PS4. You can pick it up for anything like 15,
You should
20
definitely
bucks.
play it. The music is great. It looks amazing. It's very, very, very good.
All right, so let's go on to 2013. We could just keep in the same order?
Oh, yeah, we can keep it in the same order. That's fine.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Oh, that you had something else.
Huh?
Your
Oh, right. The Metacritic, basically just to kind of, since they combine all the reviews for everything on that game, the highest rated game via Metacritic would be Walking Dead. Okay. So if you kind of combine those with 5 different what was considered the best, it's a tie between Journey and Walking Dead for 2012.
Right, which is fair because when Walking Dead came out, it was huge.
It was
huge, and it was something different.
It blew up,
and it made it possible for you to tell a story and still keep you engaged into the game.
Oh, I recently got it, the whole thing for Xbox, and I played through it, and I was just, I didn't know. I was like, I don't know what to pick. I don't know what to pick.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. And like some of those decisions you got to make are quick, so you're just like,
and then it's like,
chop off this arm.
I didn't want that to happen. No.
Exactly.
Undo. Yeah,
yeah.
that's what it was.
It was really good. I've only played the first episode.
They just released
the first episode,
the
but I do like
second season or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But yeah. So 2013, I'm going to stick with my 3DS. I really enjoyed Fire Emblem Awakening.
Wow.
Fire Emblem.
No, you already told me this one.
So I was a huge Fire Emblem fan. I played all the ones that came here on the Game Boy Advance. 1, 2, 3, I don't remember. Oh, and then Awakening came out. So here's the thing: it happened. I could not find it anywhere. Sold out everywhere. Couldn't find it. They didn't have enough copies when it really originally launched in the U.S. So I had to download it. Best thing I did ever because I could just play it on my DS whenever, and I could still have another game in there. I've beat that game so many times, just going through it with different characters, and then this one introduced relationships and having offspring, which sounds really weird because it's time travel.
Yeah,
it's a weird game, whatever, and you can super customize the children to have all these crazy powers and abilities.
Yeah, it's super breeding.
Yeah,
it's totally
it is. So it's like, because you have to do it by a certain chapter, and so you would be so high level by chapter 8 or 9 or what I think 10. And you would have this character and this character to make this child that have these two abilities, but he has to be this class. It's super, yeah. And I played so many hours now. That was really, that's why I love my 3DS so much. That game is amazing. That was actually really hard to pick 2013 because I think also Animal Crossing came out that year. And Animal Crossing was really big. I played a lot of that too. 2013 was really hard because I believe y'all both. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. 2013. We can just answer at the same time because we're gonna have the same answer.
I don't have the same answer.
You don't have the same answer.
I don't.
Okay. Well then.
Which is why I was saying earlier that's why I went with a different game because it's kind of a given. We all agree. What game is the top is the top. But the game that stood out to me that year more, just because you don't get games like this anymore, is Saints Row 4. Where you're allowed to just it's the best of GTA, being able to do whatever you want and actually have a really good compelling story and just allow you to freaking just do anything. And it came packed with a beautiful soundtrack that when you jumped off and started flying and started fighting monsters, you felt so badass doing it.
I also want to say that the reason I didn't pick what John is about to say is because I didn't play that game until this year.
You see, now we have different approaches because I also didn't play the game that I'm going to say until and the year before last. So
and what Philip just said is the reason why I ended up going with Saints Row 4 because I didn't play it until a few years ago.
I didn't play it until it got remastered on PS4.
Yeah.
And it was still, but no.
But
go ahead and pick.
Yeah, but again, I feel like Saints Row 4 does not get enough credit, as much credit as it should, because it's a fantastic game, and it makes fun of all of the other games while doing it too, with Mass Effect with the relationship stuff, and it's so good. If you haven't played 4, play it. It'll make you
I do hear a lot of good things
when you
about
do the social
you
do the interactions. And you're gonna laugh because you're gonna see how much it makes fun of Mass Effect in those interactions. It's great.
Who did Saints Row, by the way?
What was the studio?
Go on to yours.
Okay. But go on. I'm gonna look up the studio because I can't remember the name.
2013, also known as the heavyweight title fight for the ages, because GTA 5 came out in 2013, as did The Last of Us. Those two games, had I played them in the same year, I might have been stupid enough to call 2013 the best game ever, or best year ever, even though it's just those two games.
Yeah. And
that's a WrestleMania title fight right there. Those two.
I never played. I never liked the GTA games, so I never played them.
Deep Silver Volition.
Jesus.
I don't know.
I don't even know who that is.
I mean, I didn't pick The Last of Us because I didn't play it till it was remastered. I didn't play it till last year. But, yes, I do agree that game, if I played it at that year, would have been my game of the year. Because that is such a moving, it's the game of this
15 minutes.
I had already said this on a video that I did on my own channel, but I consider The Last of Us to be the game of the PS3 360 generation.
Yes.
Yes. No, I would agree. Like, no.
I will not accept any other answer except The Last of Us for that entire generation.
Because Grand Theft Auto 5 is good. The story is compelling in that game, but it is not Last of Us.
I would say, personally, me, obviously, this is my opinion, Skyrim.
I like Skyrim.
Mm-hmm. I do too.
I do like Skyrim, but
big butt, big old butt in the middle of the room.
Last of Us, man, that thing.
I'm just saying.
That thing is masterful.
I knew I was in for a ride. 15 minutes in.
Oh yeah.
After that, like I think everybody's reaction to the beginning was.
I put the controller down
same.
and just kind of just.
I don't think it was even 15 minutes in. I'm pretty sure it was like 5 minutes in.
And side note, it's pretty cool that we see our town name in the game, which is really cool.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool. I think
it's awesome. That drive was like super short from where you're in the town to when you get to Austin. It's like 5 seconds. I'm like, oh, and I wish it was that quick.
But when he's driving and you say San Marcos, I was like, oh, that's where I live. Oh, crap.
I know, right? It's so weird. He's taking back roads because he's going through all the hills, and 35 is just super flat.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, as soon as that happened, I just put the controller down. I just kind of sat there.
Yeah, I think that they accomplished what they wanted to do with that scene, which was make you go
immediately invest in it.
And not only immediately invested in it, but everybody's mind, whether everybody said it or not, just said, like that was not expected.
Yeah.
Yeah, that caught me hard. And I didn't play that until 2015. That's when I actually played that game.
Yeah. I didn't play it until last year.
I consider I have to, and I refuse to take any other answer. But that is the game of that generation. It is so good. It doesn't. I have to say that it doesn't really do anything new, which does probably hurt it a little bit from the possibility of everybody having that same answer as me. But everything that it does good.
Really well. Does really well.
So, yeah. So like I said, heavyweight title fight, Last of Us versus GTA 5, and that's pretty much the only two options that came up in Game of the Year or Metacritic. Final results there. 3 Game of the Year awards with those 4 groups go to Last of Us, 1 to GTA 5, and Metacritic does all the reviews do pick up GTA 5 as being over it.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
That's interesting because I would have definitely put Last of Us over that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, I'll probably have to go in there and read some reviews and just figure out who. And it's at that point, reviews are always going to be something weighted towards their own preference.
Right,
so
of course.
That's what it is.
Also, just to put this in there, how hype are you guys for 2 after seeing the trailer?
Yeah. Dude, do you know how far off the couch I jumped when I saw that trailer?
I bet.
I was shaking.
Especially when it starts with Ellie playing the guitar. I was like,
yeah.
Ooh, man. They know how to... Naughty Dog knows what they're doing, man.
So I have to admit that my list is going to be a lot different than y'all's because I didn't have a PS4 or PS3 or PS4 until last year. So any exclusives that were PlayStation exclusives, I didn't have. I didn't play. So I've always had Xbox and Nintendo. But so my next game, which is 2014, is Dragon Age Inquisition. Mainly because I'm a huge Dragon Age fan. I'm a huge BioWare fan. I loved Mass Effect 1 and 2. Didn't play 3. I loved Dragon Age, the first 2. They also did Knights of the Old Republic, I believe. Yes. And so those 2 are my... Knights of the Old Republic 1 is one of my favorite games of all time. But Dragon Age Inquisition was so just massive compared to the other two, and not linear. Dragon Age 1 and 2 were pretty linear. There was a little bit of exploring and side questing to do, but Dragon Age Inquisition was just a very open world, and it was pretty cool. Like, I love the banter between all that. The combat was good. It did everything the first two did better. The play style of 1 and 2 were completely different. But anyways, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the quest. I put a bunch of hours into that game and probably completed not even 50% of all the quests and everything. There's still so much stuff you can unlock. It was a huge game. And the ending, obviously, there's multiple endings because it's BioWare. You have to play through every game that they make several times to get all the endings. But yeah, it was an awesome game. That was one of my favorites. So that's my 2014. And what did you pick, Noe?
So it just so happens that I decided to show some indie developers some love because we've been talking about the bigger titles. I went with Shovel Knight just because it's pretty much what you would expect, but kind of twisted around by that studio. It's a platformer game, but it's with Dark Souls difficulty, so I love it. So you pretty much it's just a hard platformer to get through, and it brought me back to the good old days of my childhood.
So essentially what you're saying is it's an older style platformer that were all designed to be hard anyways.
Yes.
So it wasn't really Dark Souls hard, it was just an old style.
It reminded me a lot of...
It's a lot... I feel like it's harder than the old style.
It reminded me a lot of Super Ghouls and Ghosts, or Super Ghouls and whatever that one, side-scrolling. It's really hard, but yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of those games, they were designed to be that hard, so that way they had more lifetime that you could be playing them. But
the game controls
I don't
so
know
well.
about that, because that's something
that's exactly how those games were, and why those games were designed to be so hard.
I remember playing a lot of games that I found hard and then replaying those, and it's like, this isn't too bad, because if I ever got stuck, I didn't have the internet back then.
You didn't have the internet back then, exactly.
Now I do, and I'm just, this wasn't that hard.
Now you have to make stuff harder.
Yeah.
Or make it more skill-based.
No.
But the fact that they harken back to that and they make the controls just work so well, like, it's just damn good controlling game.
I've been meaning to play Shovel Knight, and now it's on Switch.
Yeah, get it.
Yeah, apparently it runs really, really good on.
Get it? I just rebought it on the Switch. I already own the game.
So what was yours for 14, John?
Well, before I actually say that, let me go ahead and just specify the actual game awards that I'm going off of, because I thought I remembered them, and then I just want to double check. Yeah, I did get them from Wikipedia, but I mean, I thought it was fair enough to get them from there because they're also some of the longest running award shows. For example, this year's award show would be the 14th British Academy Game Awards. That's 14 years. The 18th Annual Game Developer Choice Awards, the 21st DICE Awards, and then also the VGAs, which got renamed recently, but started in like 2003 or something like that. So they've been around for a while. So they've been around long enough where you can kind of believe them as an actual Game of the Year award rather than here's Random Magazine and here's Kotaku stuff. This is our Game of the Year. Anyways, let me go back to the actual list that I have here for 2014. So, honorable mention to Banner Saga, which I played in 2015, which was a really good game.
I have yet to play.
If you like tactical RPGs,
which I do.
Do it, because that's a good one. It's kind of feelsy, but it's got a lot of that, your decisions have weight type thing. Really good game, so honorable mention to that. But 2014 goes to Smash.
Okay, the Smash.
It's got to go Smash.
The Wii U and the DS.
Yeah, because I mean,
hey, that's how we all met. Yeah,
that's basically how we all met. I mean, that was a very low point in gaming for me because that's probably the only thing I played that year, if I had to think about it. But I put a lot of time in that, and I enjoyed every minute of it.
Yeah, it's a really, really So I'm not a huge fighting game person.
Oh, don't worry, Smash isn't a fighting game.
But that game is I play a lot of it. I still play a lot of it on my DS. So yeah. And then what was the game? What won the game? Of the year?
So there's actually a lot of choices on this one. As far as what won Game of the Year awards, Dragon Age Inquisition got 2 of them.
Oh, dang.
Destiny got Game of the Year with somebody.
Yeah.
I don't remember who gave it to him.
I can't agree with that at all.
I can't agree with it at all. That's the second one on that we've covered so far that I can't agree with.
Well,
Dishonored being the other one.
Like Destiny.
You didn't like Dishonored?
I didn't like Dishonored.
Destiny. Destiny was
done inside of 30 minutes. I was just like, this is not. I'm not having fun.
Mm-hmm. Same thing with Destiny. Once you beat what little story there was there was no end game.
It supposedly got better.
It did. I apparently got a lot better, but my problem with Destiny is that it controlled really, really good.
There was nothing to do.
There was no meat there, though.
Yeah.
No.
There was just no meat.
If now, if you go pick up the game, it is a decent game. But even a year out, it was still not what it needed to be.
I have a lot of problems with the development decisions on that game. Yeah. And the other Game of the Year winner was Shadow of Mordor, which I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that game, but I wouldn't put it up that.
You
that
played it on
high.
PS4, right?
I played it on PS4.
I remember because it was
the older generation versions of that game are unplayable.
Yeah, on Sony.
And
I guess 360. Yeah.
Period. Playable.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. Because it was glitchy on PS4.
Yeah,
it wasn't that bad on Xbox One.
Yeah, no, the current generation versions of that game are good. Game runs okay. You get some glitches every now and then. But they're funny to look at. Okay.
Are you going to pick up
the older generation versions of that game are both unplayable?
Yeah. Are you going to pick up the sequel?
Yeah, I'll probably play it. I don't know if I'll get it at launch.
Shadow of War does look good.
And the Metacritic winner was Smash.
So 2015. I want to look into this because I think that was one of my weaker years. Because I didn't have a lot to pick from, and actually I did. Okay, never mind. So I would pick The Witcher 3, and that's probably going to be a lot of the Game of the Year awards, but I haven't beaten it yet because I don't know. I just haven't played it enough. I never played it.
You've been sitting in the tavern too long playing Gwent?
Yeah. Yeah. But so I hear it's really good. There's a lot of games in 2015. Okay, I take that back. There's a lot of games that I could pick from 2015. There was Splatoon, sticking with Nintendo, and Mario Maker, really good games in 2015. But I picked Rise of the Tomb Raider.
I still need to play that.
Same here.
I played the first one, enjoyed it. I played the second one, and it's really good. I like what they did with the Lara Croft series. I think it's really cool. She's badass. She's awesome. And the story was there. It's really interesting. The game was super smooth, super fluid. Controls were awesome. Looked gorgeous on the Xbox One. I replayed it 2 more times. I ran through it on the hard mode. It's so hard. So hard. So that was my pick for 2015.
Nice. So 2015, you guys got to understand. The year before,
I know what you picked.
The year before was when I was first introduced to anything done by From Software, which was Dark Souls 2. But I didn't put that into 2014 because of Shovel Knight. Come to 2015, after I've gotten the taste of what it means to have a rush from beating a boss in a Dark Souls game, they released Bloodborne. And I immediately picked that up, so did Roel, and we tore through that game. I mean, I've played through the main story 5 times. I've New Game Plus 5 times. And we've dove into the dungeons over and over and over again. I have not played a game that has frustrated me so much and has rewarded me so much in the same time. Game controls fantastic. The fact that they changed the guard block to just a dodge, I think was a welcome decision. He will disagree, and he can go sit on a stick and spin. But Bloodborne is, for me, is the quintessential game from Software right now. That is like the best I think they have put out, and that even puts it over Dark Souls 3, which I love. I love Dark Souls 3, but Bloodborne is so good, and I love the gothic aesthetic of it, the whole look. Just the towers, the design, the dress, weapons, everything.
I still think Dark 1 is my favorite.
I haven't played Dark 1, so I can't.
Play Dark 1! Get it on PC or something, and I'll play with you. Or no, if you have the 360, I'll buy gold and we'll play it. All right?
Okay.
It's going to be hard to summon each other doing that because it's easier to do it on PC, but...
Well, if my PC can handle it, I'll just get it there.
Okay. Let me know. Because I like Dark 1 a lot.
What was your game of 2015?
So, I don't have an answer because in doing the research for our topic today, I discovered a little something about myself. And that is, I have not played to completion any game that was released in the 2015 calendar year.
Really?
Not a single game that was released in that year did I complete.
Those are dark times.
Those are dark times, John.
Dark times.
Come to now, you completed 9 games in
Well, in 2015, apparently I was just clearing up a lot of other stuff, I guess. Witcher, so it kind of just... honorable mention the games that did really well, which apparently 2015 is a really good year. Because we got Witcher 3, we got Bloodborne, we got Undertale, we got Phantom Pain, and we got Limbo. Just to name
Limbo.
a few.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot of stuff. So, again, I didn't get a chance to actually play anything that year, so what can I actually say? Yeah.
Just say you love Bloodborne.
No, because I'm only an hour into that game, so I do not have anything close to a proper opinion on Bloodborne.
That's true.
So, it's kind of just I'm laying in the stock here. Just throw the tomatoes at me or whatever. I just don't have anything I can say for 2015. So we'll just jump to what got the game of the years and all that stuff. And this is actually quite interesting because this is super split. Witcher 3 has 2 Game of the Year awards for 2015. Fallout 4, which I didn't even list because I'm so done with Fallout.
Yeah.
The franchise got 2 Game of the Year awards for 2015.
I picked that up the day of, along with Tomb Raider. And I played Tomb Raider first, and I didn't play Fallout 4 for a long time. Started up, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And just never even...
See, my problem with games like Skyrim and Fallout is the problem you have with GTA, like Rockstar
You burn
games.
out.
I just pick them up and just run off into the freaking night and just do whatever and then burn out on it.
I had the same thing with Fallout, but the reason Skyrim I enjoyed so much and I bought it twice because I have it on 360 and then I bought it again for Xbox One is because of the setting. I love the fantasy feel as opposed to the sci-fi.
I prefer the sci-fi.
And so I will play Skyrim and not accomplish anything for 3 hours, just exploring. And it's so cool that I can probably go back, pick it up, and find something that I didn't find the first 7 times I played through it.
Yeah. And as far as Metacritic for 2015, the highest rated game is GTA 5. Because Metacritic...
Oh, remastered.
Remaster. PC port.
Oh,
and every single version of a game on any console that it releases on any platform gets its own rating.
Mm-hmm.
And since GTA 5 for PC was released in 2015, it ended up as the highest rated game in 2015. Now, if we remove the question of ports and different platforms and different versions and stuff like that, then go to number 2 being Phantom Pain, Metal Gear Solid.
See, I couldn't... I picked up Phantom Pain. I couldn't...
You have to play the other games.
I just couldn't stick with it.
You have to play the other games.
Yeah, I never
couldn't stick to it.
It's the only reason I haven't bothered to touch it, because I know that it's a good game, because I am still getting through Metal Gear Solid 1.
Yeah, I never played. I played the one for the GameCube,
But that's the weird thing though. I played 3 before I played anything else.
I'm not sure that was the right decision because that's a very story-heavy game series.
I really enjoyed that one, but I couldn't pick up Phantom Pain. The same thing with 4. I couldn't pick up 4.
You got that's a franchise where you gotta play.
Yeah. So 2016 last year.
2016 it was a year in the calendar.
That was pretty easy for me because I'm still playing the game. Overwatch. Yeah.
Overwatch is definitely up there because that game.
It's so simple. It's only multiplayer, but there's so much lore to it. Blizzard. I played WoW for so long because Blizzard was always supporting it. So Overwatch is being supported. There's constantly new characters out. There's constantly new modes out. There's constantly new maps out. It's constantly rebalancing everything. It was huge. It's still huge. It kicked off really well with competitions and tournaments and everything like that. It's so balanced. I feel like it's so balanced. It's an amazing first-person shooter, multiplayer arcade game. I don't know what you want to call it. It's amazing.
It's like an
arcade shooter.
It's an arcade shooter, but it's just like.
So what? Team Fortress 2.
It's also kind of like a
arena shooter.
Like a weird way, kind of like a. You have to counterpick. It's kind of like fighting games.
Yeah.
And if you think counterpicking makes the game broken, you can go shove it up your tailpipe. Hunter.
I wasn't gonna say it.
I said it,
but he said it
because it's BS. If you think that counterpicking breaks a game, I'm saying it now. I'm sorry.
I mean, you're still able to beat any character with any character
if you're good enough.
But
if you're really good,
there's always characters that are better at taking other characters out.
Yes.
I mean, it's just
that is inherent in video games in general.
Yep. Yeah. And it's amazing. I'm still playing it. They're still pumping out competitive seasons. They're still pumping out events. And they're releasing stories, the background of all the characters, the stories of all the characters. It's just so support. I feel Blizzard does really well when they push a game.
Yeah. Now I will say that Overwatch technically does have the same problem that Destiny had, in that all of its lore and all of its story is not in the game itself.
Yeah.
Right.
That's actually a problem.
They're fixing that because the last event was a story and it was in the game, and I feel like they're going to do more of that. Hopefully,
we feel like, and we hope that they are, but they have not done it so far. Yeah. So until they actually decide to do something bigger about it, I will say that it's still a problem. Yeah. But I love Overwatch, and I will say Overwatch is my pick for 2016.
So that's your pick too?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm the lonely duck because my pick is Titanfall 2.
You just beat it.
Yeah, I just beat it, but I picked it up when it came out. So, but the reason why I say that is because
I've been picking stuff this entire time that I didn't play in the actual year.
The reason why is because Titanfall 1 was literally just a multiplayer that you literally played for at most maybe 3 hours and just never cared for ever again. And to see them come back, even though the story was short, to put out such a good story that at the end of it, I sat there and I was like, I want more.
I'm surprised you didn't pick that.
What do you point at? Dark Souls 3?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to pick Dark Souls over Overwatch.
Okay.
Titanfall 2, the story literally had me wanting more at the end. It really did. And I'm excited because I want them to come back and make a 3 with a bigger story. And continue that line because they do it so well. You get so attached to the characters quickly. You get attached to BT, your character, and to everyone else that you run into. And they even make the villains kind of like, they do this like Borderlands like esque thing when you run into the characters where they show up. They have this like one liner that kind of makes you laugh and has their name displayed, and you get their personality right then and there. And then you fight them, and they are all unique, different fights. Almost kind of like a puzzle you have to figure out. And it's great.
And your pick was Overwatch as
My pick is Overwatch because that's the first time in a long while that I had an addiction.
Yeah.
And like I was coming home from work, or I was
and
maybe not at work, and I was playing Overwatch, man.
And if you want an FPS that does FPS right, Titanfall 2. There's this scene where you finally get the automated pistol, like it auto targets heads for you, and you spend a good 5 minutes just running through this complex, feeling like a god, wall running, sliding, jumping, and just shooting everything, never stopping. You feel like such a badass.
So is that section on rails then?
No, it's all you. It's all dependent on you doing it. You can do it. And once I realized that I needed to just go and keep moving, it flowed so well. It's all dependent on you to do it, and that's what makes it great. Because you can easily approach it a completely different way. But if you wanted to, you could do what I did and just fly through killing everything. I literally spent maybe 5 seconds in each room I was in each area, trying to make it outside. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. It was fantastic. Great way to have a game done.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a short. Unfortunately, it is a short campaign, so you can get through it within like 6 hours. But it is definitely a good ride.
Yeah, I pick Overwatch over Dark Souls because Dark Souls is a good end to its franchise. But it's just the addiction factor for Overwatch just pushes it over for me.
Yeah, I'm still playing it almost every day, Overwatch. And the sad thing is, y'all have it for PS4, I have it for Xbox One.
I also have it for PC.
I don't have a PC that can play it. So,
well, I tried.
Yeah. I'm tempted to pick it.
An Xbox for you, man.
Yeah, I'm tempted to pick it up because I have a PS4. I'm tempted to pick it up, but I don't want to start over because
don't get it. You don't pay more than $30 for it.
Yeah, and it's just amazing. It requires so much communication once you get to that competitive mode and you're trying to rank up. And it's so crazy that one misplay can.
Oh yeah, we had that last night.
Yeah, one really good play can change the game, or one really bad play.
It's swingy.
Yeah. Well, like the stuff on Nepal. I don't know how we kept that central point.
Oh yeah, there was a bunch of
like everybody was getting destroyed. I was zen. I popped my ult and tried to keep everybody alive, and apparently I think our hog popped his ult, so he just pushed everybody out of the point. All of a sudden we captured it, and just like we were able to.
Yeah, it's just like
it just went. It was nuts. It was just
the nutso things that ends up working out. But yeah, that's Overwatch for you.
And then what was the game of the year?
So surprise, surprise, game of the year. 3 out of 4, Overwatch. And the only two other options here from Metacritic and that other Game of the Year award are Uncharted 4, which we didn't even talk about.
I haven't beat it yet. I played it. I like it, but I haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
I've not played any of the Uncharted.
I haven't played any of the
only
other
thing
ones.
I know about Uncharted 4 is that when I bought my PS4 Slim, it was bundled with Uncharted 4, and I immediately sold it and got Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Nice.
I kept it, and I've played it, and I hear it's really good. I've played it, and the story is there.
Mm-hmm.
But at that time, I had Overwatch, and so I haven't been able to get into a game since Overwatch, except for Zelda.
Well, the funny thing is Overwatch really fulfills this need to want to like play with friends and to have fun, because more often than not you're just having a blast on Overwatch, and it's really hard to go, okay, let's not play and enjoy the fun with my friends, and let's just go play a single player game for a little bit.
Well, it's because it's bringing us back to not quite couch co-op, because you can't do that on Overwatch, but it's bringing us back to social multiplayer gaming, like when we used to go play Halo 3 or 4, just get online with our friends and just do that all the time. It's kind of bring back that nostalgia type of thing.
And see, the thing with me, if I'm not playing Overwatch, I have it running on Twitch. I'm subscribed to a bunch of Overwatch channels. I'm always watching Overwatch, even though, and here's the funny thing, even though all the channels that I watch are PC, and I play on the console.
Yeah, the entire competitive scene is on PC. Yeah. And we found this out the hard way. There are differences in some damage ratings and in some movement options and stuff like that for characters, which means that some techniques that you might try to pick up that competitive Team A is doing over here on PC will not translate to you on Xbone or PS4.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I don't know. I didn't realize that because we were trying to steal a bunch. It was a lot of like not competitive strategies. It was more joking strategies that me and Hector and Albert were trying to take and implement. And Symmetra's turrets do a lot more on PC than they do on console. By the way, that's why.
I also feel that the game is just faster paced on PC.
No, that's not different.
I feel like it's always
you see them. You feel like that because you can look around a hell of a lot easier on PC because you got a mouse and not a stick.
Yeah, that's true.
And you can move.
I've slowly been
a little bit easier on that as well.
I have slowly been dialing up my sensitivity on console.
Yeah, you're never gonna reach mouse, but yeah.
No, but like Reinhardt, I think I have him dialed to 85 and 65.
I have
on sticks and I literally can whip around with that hammer.
Yeah, but I mean with PC you can like 2-frame.
I know
you can like 2-frame 360.
I know.
And all the entire time that you're doing the swing, it is active for that hitbox is active for the entire time. So if you do the melee swing and do a 360 on it's a 360 melee.
Yeah, it's fast enough on console for it to be like that. I can literally go.
Yeah, it's active long enough for you to do that on console too. It's just easier to do.
I have my sensitivity to 100 on Ana because I have to be able to quickly sleep dart people when they're doing ultimates. So, which I've done several times. McCree's high noon, go to sleep. I love that.
He's just standing there.
Walking out all straight, sleep dart to the face. Yeah. And so
it's so good.
Yeah.
Overwatch is fun.
It is really fun. I'm probably gonna go play that after we get down here.
I'm probably gonna go back to more Persona 5 because I'm getting. I just finished a dungeon, but the thing about that game is like, since it's like time based, you have X amount of time to do the dungeon. But if you do the dungeon early or in the middle or at the end of it, it doesn't change a lot of what else can happen during that time frame.
Mm-hmm.
So I like in this one I had 20-something days to do it, and I did it in like 8. So it's just like I have to wait a little while before I can actually see something meaty happen.
Right.
There's still other stuff I want to do in the meantime. So it's like I don't know. I'm just so addicted to that game too. That one is the reason I haven't been playing Persona. Or I haven't been playing Overwatch, sorry.
Yeah, 2017 is going to be a really, really good year for games.
Well, I mean, once I'm done with Persona, I'm probably moving back to Overwatch. I don't know if I'm actually going to jump back into anything. Maybe I'll touch Titanfall series. Maybe I'll touch
Titanfall 2.
Last Guardian. Maybe I'll get Rise of the Tomb Raider. These are all things that are maybe going to happen for us.
I will beat the game.
Between the end of Persona and the eventual release of Red Dead Redemption 2. But Overwatch is still going to be very high up because now that I've got the taste of blood back in my mouth after playing it again the last couple days, and after the Heroes of the Storm event, I've got the taste of blood. I now want to come back. So
I just love the fact that Bobby was the one that said it. He started calling Winston Dr. Zaius.
Dr. Zaius?
Yeah, from Planet of the Apes.
Oh, God.
And I love it now. So it's like anytime we need Winston, I just go, Bobby, call Dr. Zaius. He's needed in the operation room.
Need Winston. Don't make me laugh.
I play Winston.
Nah, dude, I know you play Winston.
Winston is baller, man.
I don't know.
Like,
I just have my favorites.
You have to be good at him.
I know that, and I don't want to spend the time on him.
Because if you don't know what you're doing,
if the enemy team does not have a tank and they're all like DPS and squishies, I eat those people alive.
Let me qualify that. I don't want to spend the time on him again. Because there is some difference in you getting the feel when you have the controller in your hands when you're versus WASD and mouse.
Yeah.
Because I did play Winston for a while on PC, and then I just didn't, and I come back to him on PC and I kind of feel a little bit, but I don't want to learn him again.
Yeah.
So
he changed a lot because they made him more survivable because his shield.
Yeah.
As well, and he doesn't take as many headshots.
Yeah, they reduced his hitbox up by like 15%.
The other problem is that I don't really feel like learning another tank because most of my mains are tanks.
Yeah.
So Like I have to have two healers on like 3 tanks.
I like to try to be as well rounded with all the heroes as possibly can.
Yeah, well, I like to be a tank or a healer because you always need another tank or another healer.
See, the thing I don't. So, my tanks are Zarya. I can play almost all the tanks except for Roadhog.
Really?
And then
Roadhog's easy once.
I know.
Once you kind of sit and learn it for an hour.
I'm not that good at him. I'm better with the other ones.
Yeah.
And my DPS is Pharah. And see, I don't like to play anything else except for Pharah because at the level I'm at in competitive, the DPS, if our DPS sucks, I'm just like, why am I healing if y'all can't kill anything? And I'll switch to Pharah and I'll catch up to get gold on damage. The other day I out-damaged a Bastion. I was Zarya and I was silver in damage and we had 3 DPS in our teams. I'm like, I'm Zarya. I know I do a lot of damage. I can do a lot of damage, but why... What y'all are Soldier McCree? What's going on? I don't understand this.
Yeah, that happened last night with the people that were picking DPS on our team. Remember that?
They just weren't.
Like no,
they just weren't pushing or playing their character in.
Well, you were Lucio for the majority of that, and you had gold on
not damage.
Oh, I thought it was on damage.
Objective kill.
Objective kill.
Okay.
Which I shouldn't have objective kill gold as Lucio either, but I mean.
Yeah.
Or I'll be Zenyatta and I'll have golden damage and healing. I'm just like, what is going on? What is going on? I don't understand.
Embrace harmony.
Yeah. Well, Zenyatta can wreck people.
Overwatch is fun.
I love it.
Yeah. So I think that about
does it. We talked about video games. We talked about other stuff, and I'll actually kind of sum up the stuff that we talked about there in the description.
How about we go ahead and just kind of put it out there for people who actually do listen, what were their favorite games of those years?
Yeah. If you got some different opinions for us, or you think that our decisions were stupid, let us know. Tweet us, comment.
Yeah, let us know how off topic we were this time. Staying on topic, #on topic.
But anyways, thanks for coming by for episode 4. Is this 4?
It is 4.
Yeah, episode 4 is awesome. 4 is a cool number. 4.
4.